the summer session. So it was a good thing. Summer break ended today for a lot of our school site employees, and teachers and paraprofessionals have one more week, and they'll start back on Monday, July 15th. And the first day for students is Monday, July 22nd. Families and parents are welcome to our Meet the Teacher event, which is held on both campuses on Thursday, July 18th from 2 to 7 p.m. And the ASBA 2024 Law Conference is scheduled for September 4th through 6th. Registration opens on Wednesday, so if you would like to be registered, please let me know tonight or tomorrow morning. The weatherization project, I did attach a couple of photos from Mrs. Ferguson. It's continues, and the first picture depicts the paint prep in the classrooms, and then painting will begin on tomorrow. And the second picture depicts the final layer of water sealant, and they're going to start the bracket installation for the metal panels, and then they've got brick veneer that'll be coming in. Mrs. Ferguson is on vacation this week, but up till now she's been going to the job site Monday through Friday, checking on the progress and interacting with the workers and making sure everything is kept on schedule. And so they may not finish the outside portion before students start back or before we can get ready for the first day of school, but the inside will be finished. So, and that's the most important thing, so we can set up the classrooms and be ready for students.
Right. In the floors, do you
They did not have to, they didn't have to tear the floors out or the cabinets or the countertops. So they were able to save all that. So with that savings, we asked them to paint. So they're doing that. So the project wasn't quite as extensive as they were able to save those things. So they did put new windows and all that kind of stuff, of course, but the windows don't open, which is a disappointment. So let the record reflect that David Richter is now here at 6:08 p.m.
Any other questions about this? Any information passed on? I do wish to tell you, Kaylee couldn't make it this year to volunteer because you got a job, so.
Oh, yes, and Penny, Mrs. Haynes, the director, just emailed me today the names of 3 high school students that did come and volunteer. So,
I'm glad somebody did show up and
Yes.
volunteer. Excellent.
so they need to take Penny's place.
Yes, you know how that is. Very much so. Okay, thank you for. Moving on to the finance reports.
Okay, all right.
Take it away.
I will. Yeah, no, just, so this is the last report for the fiscal year. And just a couple items I want to point your attention to is under the encumbrance column. You can see that for salaries and benefits, of course, they're essentially zero, which you'd expect because we finished out the year and we paid everyone their salaries and benefits and so on. So that makes perfect sense. The remaining items in M&O, you see the 546,386. That is primarily purchased items, which we're in the process of reducing those as we create the blankets and purchase orders for the new year. So next year, that'll be much less. I'm expecting that to be around $100,000 this time next year. And why is that significant? Because it's kind of a false sense of security that we have roughly $500,000 that we can carry over into the next fiscal year, but really we don't. So
No, I know better.
yeah. So I just want to point that out. But the more important number is under the budget balance for $484,938. That will be a carryover. So as we spoke the last time, we had about $411,000 that we were short, and we made cuts, which we'll see it's the same budget that we had a month ago. That I'm highly confident that carryover will cover the deficit that we were facing going into this year because the state reduced monies.
Yeah.
So, we're looking pretty good. Yeah, I'm not at this point in time seeing, you know, where we're gonna be in trouble with the state and asking for additional monies right now. So, just want to point that out.
Any other questions? All right, then. Moving on. Do we have call to the public?
None.
Action item, we can move on.
Right.
So we're gonna move on to action item, A, fiscal year 2025 budget adoption and public hearing.
Yes, so we have published the budget, you know, within the 10-day notice. We published it actually after the last board meeting, and no comments have come in, and nobody's here to discuss it, but
Dr. Poppin, do you have any questions
Oh,
or
well.
comments on the budget? Sorry. that
Put
you
you on the
called.
There is a person here that,
yeah, well, you are sitting in the peanut gallery, you know.
I asked, will I have to speak today?
He just said no, any questions, so wait a minute,
Yeah,
we're good. We're all
No, I
right.
have no
I
questions.
didn't mean to be presumptuous.
Okay, no, I normally ask you when I.
Yeah. Yes, and again, everything is exactly as it was a month ago. What you're gonna be asked to sign is, last month it was the proposed budget. This is the adopted, which does show the cuts, but again, we're gonna redo the budget once the state has finalized their numbers and we have the final numbers in December. So at this point, I will ask you for signatures to adopt this budget.
yes, because they have to finalize with the state. The state is very,
Yeah, they're kind of peculiar, you know, they're very picky about that.
Looks like the cuts are listed on the third page.
They are. But based on what I've been working on so far, those will not be realized. I mean, they'll be realized, but they won't come out of the salaries, benefits, or curriculum.
any other questions? If there are no other questions, we'll be around the, do I have a motion to adopt the fiscal year 2025 budget and public, adoption and public hearing?
So moved.
I have a motion made by Captain Lopez. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
That's been seconded by Mr. Courtright. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All against? Motion passes. Moving on to the 2024-2025 Notice of Employee Code of Conduct and Employee Handbook.
4 years ago, the governing board composed the employee code of conduct. So we're just bringing it forward again. This is used every employee when they're hired or when they return to work for a new contract, they are required to sign it. And it's just in brief, showing the areas of policy, notating the expectations from the board and myself. And then the revised employee handbook for this school year as well. The employee handbook, I added a credit card section, credit card procedures.
Oh, yeah, this was the,
This will have a credit card at each side.
right. It changed.
So we can-
Do we have any questions? If we We have no questions. Can I have a motion for the 2024-2025 Notice of Employee Code of Conduct and Employee Handbook?
So,
There's been a motion made by Dr. Levitino. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
No, second by Mr. Courtwright. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All against? Motion passes. We're moving on to C, which is the Qualified Teacher Evaluation Resolution.
This lists the 5 administrators that are highly qualified to evaluate teachers for this coming school year.
Seems pretty cut and dry to me.
Then you got our principals.
Yeah.
Principal, assistant principal, special education director, and curriculum and instruction director.
So I move for approval of the teacher evaluation resolution.
All right, we have a motion made by Mr. Ricker. Do we have a second?
Second.
Now second by Captain Lopez. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All against? Again, motion passes. Moving on to D. And D is the appropriately certified Filipino teachers.
We have several more teachers coming in total of 13 are teachers coming from the Philippines to fill not only special education teacher openings, but also regular teacher openings so that we can put more appropriately certified teachers in our classrooms, and that, reduces the number of emergency certified personnel that we have.
Any questions?
They're not here yet, which is a
Do
little
we,
concerning.
do we know what time they're supposed to kind of be?
Now, these are coming from 3 different agencies, and the one that I was working with, they said they'd be here this week or next week, and then I'm not sure about the others, so, but they're saying sometime this month.
Classes start on the 22nd.
Because it-
Yes, because it's all dependent on when their government gets the interview scheduled with them, and there's so much red tape, so they're still just checking off the boxes, trying to get here.
So do we have a motion for the appropriately certified Filipino teachers?
So move.
I have a motion made by Captain Lopez. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second by Mr. Courtwright. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All against? Moving on to E, the Imagine Ingenuity online curriculum.
Dr. Poppin is instrumental in seeing that our online teacher, who is in person, one of our employees that teaches 4th through 8th grade, that this curriculum would really help her in providing instruction that would meet the needs of all the learners more consistently and efficiently. She's going through great lengths at this point, and this will just help her in the planning and bringing forth the curriculum, the lessons for the students. And so the teacher will be able to maximize the instructional time given the students, and she'll also be able to productively monitor and adjust their progress in real time. So, and then the teacher will be able to train students to take ownership of their individualized educational goals. So we're just purchasing for 1 year because there really wasn't that much of a savings for multi-years. So for $16,731 for 1 year subscription.
Oh, so in other words, it'd be about the same no matter what you get with multiple.
I think the difference was just like a couple $100 or $100.
How many students do we have in the program line?
management, yeah. So it ranges back and forth, so anywhere between 5 to 25. And so what's difficult is that they enter at different times of the year and then they exit out. So a lot of the students that, there are some students that are there because of behavior concerns. So you try to get them stabilized so then they can go back to the regular classroom and stuff. But as the year goes on, she gets more students.
So she gets more.
Students.
We get more students because of that, a lot of times because of student activity, that they just don't get along with teachers or
Yeah.
the staff, or they get along with other children, and it just compounds as the year goes on, right?
Well, instead of resorting to long-term suspension, we've been able to have success in putting these students in the online classroom to get them off the campus, but then we're still able to engage them in learning with a teacher of our own. It's not an online program that we purchased that, is an online school. It's our school with our curriculum, our teacher.
Okay. Any other questions? All right, if there are no other questions, could I get a motion for the Ingenuity, I'm saying that right, Ingenuity?
Uh-huh.
Okay, Ingenuity online curriculum?
So moved.
All right, I have a motion made by Dr. Levitino, second. Okay, I guess I'll go with this stereo. I got both Mr. Lopez and Court right at the same time. So all in favor, say aye. Aye. All against? Motion passes. F is the early kindergarten registration.
These are being recommended to you by the ACES administrative team for 3 students that have passed the screener and determined that it'll be in the best interest of these students to begin kindergarten. So this being brought to you to approve, so these children can start. Since they're not quite the age that the Arizona Revised Statute, the deadline is to turn 5 years old before September. And if they don't meet that, then you've got to do something to prove that so the screener is in place, and then it has to be governing board approved.
I guess I can understand Sampson, September 21st, 12/6. February 28th is 6 months out.
I read the policy that's attached to this, and according to that policy, because it is 6 months out, she still does not qualify. The policy clearly said that they had to be by January 1st.
I saw that too, and I was
I'm
fixing
okay
the,
with the first 2, but the third one I would say would go to payments. I think my recommendation is that we vote on each of these students separately rather than one individual item, and then kind of discuss the individually.
yeah, I was working Friday, and I almost called them to ask some few questions, but in the state of Arizona, kindergarten is really not required. You're not going to get in trouble if you don't send your kid to kindergarten. But to start 6th grade, they have to be 6 before September 1st that year. So the year they start 1st grade. So that's where the problem comes in.
Right.
But
Well, and it did mention that January 1st date in that JEB policy, like for the fifth paragraph down.
So they have to be 6 by September 1st of the following year.
well,
So what happens
Or
to the other
governing board-
people we
or
approve
governing-
won't be 6?
no, our governing board approved, so they won't. But this child is way behind. I understand this child is younger, so.
Like the one that's,
mean, unless it was some kind of really special kids, qualifying for a PhD or something. Yeah, okay, and of course, I'm being hyperbole, but 6 months?
Yeah, it caught my attention as well. And I wasn't given any explanation, so.
Who's,
Well,
obviously the parents are pushing this.
Yeah, the parents would come to the school and ask, and then the administration team or the, I think Daniel Goodell is in it too, so he's, would do the screener to see if they're not only ready academically, but, socially as well. Okay, so the proposal was to vote on the 3 individually, or you could just do a motion to approve.
Well, I would make a motion that we approve the first 2 students, and that we negate the third, the 6th ones out. That would be my motion. Second. A second, motion has been made, second has been made by Mr. Richter. All in favor? Say aye. Aye. All against? Motion passes.
Some special piece.
I hate to take the PhD out of this one, it was all that brilliant, but.
No, that's what makes me uncomfortable.
Me too.
An expert is good, but like, to tell me why, give me something to hang on.
There would have to be something.
This is the youngest that's ever been.
I've never, all the rest of them have been proposed us, and this is what I'm trying to look at, and I know we'll still discuss this just a little bit more, just simply because of the fact that they've always been spot on with these kids. These kids have always been good. There hasn't been a child so far that I heard anything bad about them. But I just feel this is a little touchy for me, and again, they're 100% right. I just don't want them to be not right on this one, because so young, that this be one negative. If you kind of understand what I'm saying.
If there is a special circumstance, they can always bring it back to you.
And yes, they can. And if they give me a reason why this child is so far and away and above everybody else, I'm sure everybody on this board would jump on it.
Agree.
Okay, agree. All right, then we can move on. First, interstate bank account access.
So since nobody started the process, and it's still not, it'll be finished by the end of this month, right? So this is asking for you to approve the 3 individuals here, which is myself and David Wheeler and Dominique Seitz, the former director of finance, to be granted online access. Well, once everything's in place, we can take Mrs. Seitz off. But right now, just to keep the ball rolling and not start all over with the paperwork and the process, we need to get this, this is the first year, the first month of the fiscal year, so we need to wrap this up quickly.
Basically, good looking for 3.
Well, yeah, this will just keep it rolling without.
Yeah,
Yes.
we just got to leave it.
Yes.
Unless we want to start all over from scratch, and I'm not willing to do that. Any more questions?
Quite a long time.
All right, we don't have any questions. Let's, First Interstate online bank account access. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
All right, Dr. Levitino made a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Okay. I have a second. I'm Mr. Courtwright. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All against? And we move on to the Arizona City Elementary School teacher resignation.
This is Yvette Corzan. She began her tenure with Toltec School District on July 5th of last year as a lead teacher assistant, and then she was promoted to the position of apprentice teacher on January 8th, 2024. Then she entered a program endorsed by the Arizona Department of Education and was promoted to the position of teacher on February 5th, 2024. And she submitted a resignation July 1st, 2024 due to financial reasons.
Well, financial. People move on for more money, and that, once they sign that contract with us, I think they should keep the contract. I hate to see a good teacher go, but in this, they, again, set us back. Again, and it is for more money, and it is for a different job. And I'm going to say that the headquarters and pay the 2,000 liquidated damages. Do I have a second?
I have a second.
No, second by Captain Lopez. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All against? Motion passed. Moving on to the Arizona City School apprentice teacher resignation.
Julia Manzanares began her tenure in Toltec School District as a paraprofessional on May 1st, 2023. She was promoted to apprentice teacher on July 5th, 2023, so last school year, the beginning. And she resigned on July 3rd due to hardships that are resulting in an out of state.
Well, again, this is for me to bear, and I will make a motion that she pay the 1,000 liquidated damages moved out of state for a reason. Taking its money in the end, and that's, I think, what I read, just because she couldn't afford it in Arizona. So again, moving because of money, and I say that Julie Manzanares paid liquidated damages $1,000. Do I have a second?
Second.
No, second by Captain Lopez. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All against? Motion passes. Moving on to the next meeting date.
Second Monday is August 12th.
Unavailable. Not even my phone. 5 is fine, 18 is good, 12 is fine.
Do we want to do? And everybody made 19? Is there anything pressing we have to take care of before the 19th?
No, nothing I'm aware of, and there's no holidays in August, so we should be good. I want to go on holiday.
We should know what a holiday was. So, okay, so it looks as though the 19th is up. Let's go, we'll shoot for that. So moved. All right, since we're all in this together on the 19th, we're going to move on to what we have here is adjournment. Ernie, take it over.
Most adjourned.
Do I have a second? Second by Mr. Rickard. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All against?